Travis Kelce was seen on the phone with Taylor Swift, sad and disappointed, alone in his car on the eve of the biggest game of the season. Taylor Swift's emotional call to his lover Travis Kelce, just as she left the stage in Brazil and before he joined his Chiefs teammates on the eve of Super Bowl rematch game. Alone in his car on the eve of the biggest game of the season, Travis Kelce put off joining his team too and sold Taylor Swift thousands of miles away on tour in Brazil. The Kansas City tight end, 34, spent more than 30 minutes on the phone to Taylor, and an emotional call placed the moment. She left the stage at Milton Santos Stadium in Rio. Pictures obtained exclusively by DailyMail.com show Kelce arriving at the team hotel Sunday night ahead of tonight's game. But while other players dropped their cars and headed straight in, Travis was seen on the phone with his lover, sad and disappointed that their reunion tonight was not meant to be. Kelce looked relieved as he spoke with his sweetheart. He appeared completely preoccupied, and his somber expression was a world away from the smiling swagger his fans have grown used to seeing since he first started stepping out with Swift. Swift, 33, made a tearful return to the stadium Sunday night when she told fans how much she loved them and dedicated a song to 23-year-old Anna Clara Benitez, the fan who died of cardiac arrest from Friday in the same punishing heat that saw Swift postpone Saturday's concert until tonight. The change threw the lovers' plans into disarray, as Kelce had hoped Swift would be there to cheer him on Monday when the Kansas City Chiefs play the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch, and a game that pits Kelce against his brother Jason. Instead, it fell to him to console and support tearful Swift ahead of joining his team Sunday night. Swift's attendance at Monday night's game would have been further proof of just how much she has been embraced by the Kelce family, as the clan turned out in force to support brothers Jason center for the Philadelphia Eagles and Travis, whose sibling rivalry is an extraordinary story of NFL success. But more than that, this trip to Kansas City was to have been the first time Kelce shared his new home with the woman he is very clearly placing at the center of his world. DailyMail.com can reveal that Kelce has now moved into the $6 million home he purchased last month with Swift, and the life together firmly in mind. Swift had been expected to fly into Missouri Monday after performing in Rio Sunday night, but she postponed Sunday's show for a day amid concerns over crowd safety in the soaring Rio heat. Instead of excitedly anticipating her arrival, Kelce cut a somber figure as he ran errands solo late Sunday morning, dressed with a casual flair for which he has become known, in a cam tracksuit and slides. He stopped to pick up mail before driving into the injurious gated community in which he now lives. Kelce bought the sprawling property last month, parting with millions to buy a little more privacy for Swift, with whom sources say he is keen to settle down. According to the hugely popular celebrity Instagram page and podcast Dumo, there has been very solid talk of an engagement between the two stars. Speaking last week, the famously anonymous host claimed absolutely no one is staying tight-lipped about this. He has already asked her dad for his permission, and he has already given it, following the kiss heard around the world when Swift ran from the stage in Buenos Aires and into the waiting arms of Kelce, standing in the wings. Doom Edu stated she expects a proposal around her birthday, December 13th, or Christmas, and wants to end the tour a married woman and start a family immediately after. Certainly, Kelce new pad in Kansas City, where he is contracted until 2026, having signed a $57 million for 4-year extension in 2020, is a palace fit for a pop princess. It is set in woodland and lush, expansive lawns with a 6-car garage for all auto enthusiasts. Kelce Mini rides a lighted tennis court, miniature golf course, pickleball court, and a lot that stretches over 3 acres of seclusion. For Kelce family has always been key. Mom Donna even joined her sons to take part in an advert for Campbell Soup, and the new pad is the ideal place to start one of his stone. And while his mother, Donna, 71, has admitted on Gmail that her son likes attention so long as he can handle it, he has also made it clear that there is little he enjoys more than time holed up with Swift. Speaking on New Heights, the podcast he shares with his brother Kelsey, revealed that when Swift had to postpone a show in Buenos Aires during his visit due to storms, she stayed in the hotel and kind of kept to ourselves. He added, "She prides herself on performing through weather and rain and things like that, But when it's unsafe to her and everybody in the room, you've got to do what you've got to do. When she did perform on the stage at Estadio River Plate Stadium with Kelsey and the crowd, Swift made her most public display of affection so far with a sweet lyric change in honor of Kelsey. Before that kiss, surrounded by her backup dancers on stage, Swift belted out "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home to me," replacing the original lyric "Karma is the guy on the screen coming straight home to me" on Monday. Wall Street Journal magazine published a sprawling interview with Kelsey where he revealed that someone in Swift's team helped set them up after he opened up on his failed attempt to give her his number after her Eras show in Kansas City. "There were definitely people she knew that knew who I was in her corner who said, 'You did. You know he was coming?' I had somebody." Playing Cupid, Kelsey said it didn't take long for them to arrange a first date. But even for Kelsey, who usually exudes confidence on the football field, there were some nerves. Kelsey describes the buildup as "everybody around me telling me don't pee us to risk asterisk this up and me sitting here saying yeah, got it when I met her in New York. We'd already kind of been talking, so I knew we could have a nice dinner and like a conversation, and what goes from there will go from there." He said he was worried about making a misstep in those early days. "That was the biggest thing to me, make sure I don't say anything that pushes Taylor away," but they clearly hit it off, and Kelsey described Swift as hilarious and a genius. "Being around her, seeing how smart Taylor is, has been and mind-blowing. I'm learning every day," he said. Kelsey said that he and Taylor sang "Teenage Dirtbag" together at a late-night party at his house in Kansas City. There was some line involved for sure, he joked. Kelsey also admitted that Swift's fame has inevitably had an impact on his own life, and it is something he is adjusting to. "Obviously, I've never dated anyone with that kind of aura about them. I've never dealt with it," Kelsey explained, "but at the same time, I'm not running away from any of it. The scrutiny. She gets how much she has a magnifying glass on her every single day, paparazzi, outside her house, outside every restaurant she goes to, after every flight she gets off. And she's just living in life when she acts like that. I better not be the one acting all strange." Lucky Travis Kelce details how Taylor Swift's romance began. "She'll hate me for saying this." Travis Kelce finally revealed how he and Taylor Swift began their romance, and it wasn't because of a friendship bracelet. Although the Kansas City Chiefs tight end did try his best to get her attention during her performance at Arrowhead Stadium, Kelsey ultimately made his affections known through someone in her inner circle. "There were definitely people she knew that knew who I was in her corner who said, 'Yo, did you know he was coming? I had somebody playing Cupid,'" he told Wall Street Journal magazine in an interview published Monday. Kelsey, 34, wasn't aware who the matchmaker was, but realized his chances had changed when he looked down at his phone one day and saw a text he wasn't aware at the time. However, the revelation only came later, after he looked down at his phone and saw Swift had texted him. "The Cupid told me exactly what was going on and how I got lucky enough to get Swift to reach out." He recalled the NFL star also said some of Swift's family members helped him out without even realizing. "She'll probably hate me for saying this, but when she came to Arrowhead Stadium, they gave her the big locker room as a dressing room, and her little cousins were taking pictures in front of my locker." He spilled, although there was speculation that the Cruel Summer singer and Kelsey first date was her first Kansas City Chiefs game in September. The athlete confirmed they had already gotten dinner before she showed up in the suite when I met her in New York. "We had already kind of been talking, so I knew we could have a nice dinner and like a conversation, and what goes from there will go from there," he said. Kelsey and Swift, 33, have only gotten more serious since the early days of their relationship, with the football legend having just flown to Arizona to watch her perform in Buenos Aires following her concert, during which she gave Kelsey a shout-out. Swift was filmed running backstage into Kelsey's arms before planting a kiss on his lips. The anti-hero singer was rumored to be attending the Chiefs game against the Eagles Monday night. However, she'll be missing it to perform a rescheduled show in Brazil. The Miss Americana documentary subject canceled one of her performances in Rio after one of her fans died from the oppressive heat. "I'm not going to be able to speak about this from stage because I feel overwhelmed by grief when I even tried to talk about it," Swift wrote in a statement posted to social media. "I want to say now, I feel this loss deeply, and my broken heart goes out to her family. And friends, this is the last thing I ever thought would happen when we decided to bring this tour to Brazil.